Hi Changemakers, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're so excited to introduce our new coach, Melissa, who will be working with kids and teens here at stedtnitz. After finishing her bilingual Matura, Melissa studied psychology at the University of Zurich and finished that last year. We're so excited to be talking to Melissa today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Melissa, would you like to tell us a little bit about your studying psychology? What made you get onto this track?
Yeah, so I actually was always interested in people, their issues, how their mind works, how their bodies work. So I decided to take psychology classes in secondary school, and after that my interest grew bigger and bigger. So after that I decided to take courses at university in psychology. Yeah, and I liked it really much. It was actually the right decision. It was so interesting, and I loved the big lectures in the big halls with the 300 to 600 students listening to the scientists and what they found out and their experiences. So yeah, it was definitely the right decision. And of course, I mean, there were phases which were a little bit difficult, like the exam phases or writing the thesis, but it was totally manageable, and I was very proud afterwards. So yeah, I really liked being a student in general. We were so independent. We had the freedom to choose if we wanted to attend the classes or not, and how and when we study, how much we study. So I really liked the independence to be able to organize myself how it was best for me.
Mm-hmm. I know that's a bit of a culture shock for a lot of people coming from high school, where we're told when the deadlines are, when we have to hand things in, exactly what we have to study by when. Whereas at uni, it's very much independent, that they expect you to take charge of your own learning.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It seems like that was what really resonated with you.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So what study strategy worked best for you?
Usually I first try to get an overview of the topics. Of course, it always depended on the exams and on the topics that we had to learn. But an overview in the beginning was always the right thing. So then afterwards I tried to answer all the questions that arose. And after that I started writing summaries.
Mm-hmm.
First a very big summary with all the details, and after that summary a little shorter summary with less details, and after that a shorter summary with even less details. So until I had a very good overview of everything, and then I started learning or working with old exams, answering the questions, testing myself. And if there were no old exams, I wrote my own questions and sometimes exchanged them with other students and answered their questions, because it was also important to see what other students think what is important, because sometimes I miss important things. So yeah, the exchange with students was also very helpful. Even it was not very time effective. So it always depended how much time I had, but also discussions with other students was very helpful.
You finished your studies last year, and since then you've been very busy taking a number of different courses. Would you like to tell us a bit about what you've learned?
Yeah, well, I took some coaching courses, and one theory that I found very interesting, it's called psychographics from Dietmar Friedman. It's about the three main abilities of people. It's about thinking, feeling, and acting on something or doing something. So those are the three main abilities, and every individual has them. And every individual is particularly pronounced in one of them, because they use them a lot in their childhoods. They use them to solve problems or to get through difficult situations. And now, when they're adults, they're still using that one particular skill to solve problems or when they face challenging times. But sometimes people get stuck, or they get troubles, and that's why they take coachings. And usually in the coachings, my goal is to show people that they also have other skills, because sometimes only one skill is not helpful in all the situations and in all the struggling times. So I try to shift their focus onto their other skills, because every person has a lot of skills, and I try to help them to use their other skills to use their problems. And that's something very interesting and very practical as well, and I use it for myself as well, and it's very helpful.
In your free time, you mentioned that you love dancing but also travel.
Yes.
How do these two things influence your work as a coach?
Well, dancing helps me to find balance in my everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
It helps me to go through my day with a certain lightness and strength. And it's actually my most favorite activity. I really love it, besides being around people. So it keeps me motivated, creative, healthy, of course, strong, and therefore also courageous. And I think that's the best state to also coach other people. And traveling is very important for me. One side is it's very exciting, of course. And the other side is it teaches me a lot of things about different people, about different lifestyles, ways of thinking. It shows me how different people create a fulfilling and happy life for themselves. It teaches me how people cope with different problems or emotions, and how they solve their problems. So in my coachings, it really helps me to deal with people from different backgrounds and to understand the different perspectives and views, and also challenging situations to be more empathetic. Yeah, for example, in Nepal, I learned that it's not really allowed in their culture to show negative feelings. So even if they feel very sad, they just don't show it. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, so you think, this person is happy, but actually this person is not happy. So it really taught me to be attentive and to be empathetic and to feel it rather than see it if a person is unhappy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Travel gives you so much perspective, but that really is such an important skill as a coach, not only to notice what the client is saying, but also how the client is acting, their facial expressions, their tone of voice, but also their body language. That is all of these signs that as a coach we really want to see all of them, to really get an idea of who the person is as a whole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that inspires you for your work?
Of course, people with extraordinary skills. So people who are passionate about something and then who develop skills around that topic, I find that very inspiring. Also, music and arts, nature, that's always very inspiring for me. But it also depends on myself. So if I have a calm mind, a relaxed body, and if I'm in a good mood, practically everything around me could be inspiring.
As our newest team member, how do you see your role here at stedtnitz? How would you like that to develop?
I'd like to help children and teenagers to find out their passion and how to go for it. And I'd really like to support their parents in encouraging and promoting their children so they can be happy and productive members in society, and also help to make the world a great place.
What excites you most about your work with children and also with teenagers?
Well, I just like being around children and teenagers. We always have a great time together. I like them, they like me, and it's very easygoing. It's very easy to interact with them, and they're so pure and natural beings. They're very direct, honest, and also humorous. And they're much more intelligent than we think and have so much potential inside them that wants to be unfolded. And I really like that.
We've said it before, we really truly love working with children, and kids really love coming to us as well. So how do you feel now, Melissa, when you look back at how far you've come? Is there anything that you would have done differently?
I thought about this question a couple of times, and every time I thought about it, I came to the same conclusion. I'm actually very happy about where I am right now, even if not every situation in my life was easy. I had a lot of challenges to cope with and difficult situations, but I think they also brought me to where I am and to who I am. So I'm actually happy for all of those moments, for all the good moments, happy moments, but also for all the wrong steps that I took, because they brought me to where I am right now.
That's something that we truly believe here at stedtnitz as well. We have a lot of clients who come looking for the right decision or the right path. And we just have to say there is no one right path. There are multiple paths that are fitting for you in any given moment. And it truly is only at the end where you look back and you can connect all of those dots and find out that it actually, as you said, even those kind of pathways that took you down a little rabbit hole for a while there, that they also contributed to your learning and your growth at the end of the day.
Yeah, they shape you and they challenge you to think differently, to solve problems, and they make you stronger. So it helps you to develop skills and personality strengths.
Melissa, thank you so much for chatting to us today. If you have any questions or you'd like to get to know Melissa more, feel free to comment down below or book a free intro coaching. We would love to see you. That's it for today, Changemakers. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.